Even though it's been weeks, the harsh words my friend said to me still echo in my mind. The criticism I received during my presentation still makes me doubt my abilities as a speaker. Every time I think about the criticism I received from my in laws, I feel like I will never be good enough for them. Does it sound familiar? I was no different. Even I too was a victim of criticism, trapped in a loop of thoughts, always planning to please each one around me to prove myself the best employee, the best daughter in law, and the best mother. The ones that I heard were, Premsa, you're too focused on your own needs. You are so selfish. Another one was during my first on the job training back in 2005, the HR of the company had commented, Premsai, you are such a Behenji types. To that extent that the HR asked one of my batchmates to take me to a party so that I can open up. Concluding before the conclusions, isn't it? And some criticism after marriage where working women cannot be great bahu, great daughter-in-law, and they cannot take care of their own families. And it did impact my emotional strength, my confidence, and my life as well, until I learned how to accept it and consider understanding it in a different perspective. The consequences of criticism on you can be significant. For example, if you receive criticism at work, it can impact your performance and productivity. You may become less motivated to work hard or take on new challenges, leading to a stagnation in your career. When you receive criticism, especially from people you respect and love, it can be difficult to ignore or brush off. Criticism can cause you to lose confidence in your abilities and doubt yourself, which can lead to a lack of focus and motivation. And I realized this after messing up my relationship with my loved ones for good 3 to 4 years and creating a new dysfunctional belief system of thinking that things will never work. And when you align to any such dysfunctional belief system, your line of action also goes according to that belief system. I became defensive, which strained my relationships even more with my family, friends, and at workplace too. And because of this, I was not able to focus well in my professional life, which did impact my professional growth as well. Criticism can have a significant impact on your focus and life, messing up all the aspects of your life, just not your personal relationships and happiness, but also it affects slowing down your professional career growth as well. It's only after getting NLP certified and became an NLP master practitioner, and as I continued my Vipassana meditation practice, I slowly realized and started understanding how our brain perceives criticism, and that's where I realized the freedom to perceive criticism in such a way that it works to my advantage. So what exactly happens is we interact with the world using our five senses, and we learn by collecting information and store it as memories. Unfortunately, we store both the memories, the pleasant ones and also the non-pleasant ones as well. Now, some of the memories or learned behaviors or habits are useful for our survival. For example, if we touch a hot stove and get burned, we then learn not to touch it again in the future. Unfortunately, even the stressful events are learned and stored in the same manner. And guess what? They continue to stress you long even after they have passed. You still keep playing the old broken record, trapped in the loop. Certain memories, when remembered, will still cause the same physiological reactions that they produced when you first had them. Meaning your body would react as if the same situation is happening all over again right now, even if it is 10 years later. Your heart would be beating faster, you may even start sweating and reliving the whole situation again. Sometimes you become aware of what you are thinking about prior to the emotional distress, and sometimes you are not. You just find yourself having a bad day without any apparent cause because it is all automatic. You would have no clue what the hell is happening with you because your brain is operating from an automated mode of patterns, and until you change the syntax, meaning you break the pattern of the events happening, consciously recognizing the triggers, you will not be able to create the desired outcome that you always wanted for yourself. Now let's understand what happens in your brain when you receive criticism. Your brain view criticism as a threat to your survival because your brain is protective for you. Neuroscientists say that the brain go out of their way to make sure you always feel like you are in the right, even when you are not. It is really hard for us to feel like we are wrong, and it's even harder for us to hear that from others. As it turns out, there's a psychological basis for both of these elements. No matter how well you do it, it's very obvious that some of the criticism is eventually and always going to come your way. And when it comes to your way, it can be tough pill to swallow. But what if I told you that criticism can actually be one of the most valuable tools for growth and improvement? It is an opportunity to sooner become wiser so that you can be of help to many and inspire others to adapt the perspective and create the shift for themselves and for yourself as well. So to become wiser, there are different ways to perceive criticism that can change the way you respond to it. Firstly, I'm going to share with you 5 ways how to look at criticism in different perspective. And then towards the end, I'm going to share with you 5 solid plan of action that always works to acknowledge criticism in all its glory for your growth and improvement. So stay tuned. Firstly, let's take a look at 5 different ways to perceive criticism. Number 1. One way to perceive criticism is considering it as a gift. Thinking it is an opportunity to learn and grow, to become a better version of yourself is a better way to look at it. So criticism as a gift. Second is, criticism can also be seen as a learning experience. Just like in school, we learn from our mistakes and improve over time. Considering criticism as a learning experience. Number 3, when someone takes the time to give you feedback, it is a sign that they trust you and want to see you succeed. So criticism can also be a sign that the person trusts you. Number 4, it's a chance to see your work from someone else's point of view and potentially gain new insights. Criticism helps you gain new insights. That's number 4. Number 5, finally, criticism can also be seen as a motivator. It can push you to work harder, strive for excellence, and achieve your goals. You may like to take it as a challenge and become a better version of yourself. So these are 5 different ways to perceive criticism. As you start integrating these thinking patterns, you will notice yourself changing the way you respond to criticism and use it to your advantage. So what should be your plan of action? What can you do when you encounter criticism? You can bring your awareness and focus to allow yourself to engage the frontal lobe of your brain rather than relying solely on your limbic system, the monkey mind. The limbic system, also known as the emotional center of the brain, which is responsible for your initial emotional reactions to criticism, such as feeling of anger, hurt, or becoming defensive. While it is natural to have these initial reactions, it is important to then engage the frontal lobe, the part of the brain responsible for logical reasoning and problem solving. Now, this is where you need to break the pattern. By engaging your frontal lobe and using logical reasoning, you can effectively deal with criticism and turn it into an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. I'm going to share with you 5 plan of action in order to acknowledge criticism in all its glory and use it to your advantage. First thing is, by taking a step back, taking a moment to pause and collect your thoughts. Listen with an open mind and evaluate the criticism. Try to objectively evaluate the criticism and determine if there is any truth to it. Is there something you can learn from the feedback? Is there a room for improvement? Secondly, consider the source. See who is giving the criticism and their motivations. Is this someone you respect and trust? Are they giving the feedback in a constructive manner? Third, don't take it personally. Remember that the criticism is about the work, not about you personally. Don't let it affect your self-esteem. If you do choose to respond to the criticism, do so in a calm and respectful manner. Use logical reasoning and focus on the facts rather than emotions. Fourth, and the most important thing to do is to ask questions. Ask relevant questions to get more clarity about the criticism. Ask open-ended questions to know specific reasons for criticism and ask for specific examples or suggestions for improvement. Fifth is, look for the root cause of the truth. Try to find the root cause of truth in it. Is there something you could have done differently? Something you could improve upon? and then strategize your plan of action. Take action on the feedback, that's very important, and make the changes suggested and incorporate the criticism into your work. So, following these 5 steps, you will be effortlessly, naturally be able to engage your frontal lobe using logical reasoning. You can effectively deal with criticism and turn it into an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. So please do share, how do you handle criticism in your life to your advantage, and how do you engage your frontal lobe of your brain when you encounter criticism? Finding it useful, share it with others and empower them too. Thanks for watching. This is Prem Sai, your clarity and focus coach, and keep watching for more such videos on personal and professional growth and development that would help you gain clarity and focus on what matters to you the most, because your life is significant.